Alrighty, I hope you guys are all having just an absolutely fantastic day today, because one group of people that are not having a fantastic day is the Nintendo community, man. It is not looking good for the Nintendobros of the world, because Nintendo thought in their infinite wisdom that it would be a smart idea to raise the price of not the Switch 2, but the Switch 1. 8 years after it came out. And I'm pretty sure I will be surprising absolutely nobody watching this video by saying this, but of course the fucking fanboys are defending this. Like clockwork, man. I mean, Nintendo could host a direct where one of the people who works at Nintendo just flips them the middle finger and they would defend it. I do find it really funny that when people were complaining about the price of the Switch 2, Doug Bowser came out and said that if you can't afford the Switch 2, to buy the Switch 1. But then Nintendo says, okay, we're also going to increase the price of the Switch 1. So much for keeping the Switch 1 around as an affordable option. Like, are we seriously going to sit here and accept a price increase on a 8-year-old system? This would be like Microsoft and Sony increasing the price of the PlayStation 4 Pro, or the Xbox One X, in 2025. Like, there are a lot of people that I know that they don't really want to buy the new system the year it comes out. They'll actually rather wait, and like when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, they went back and bought the 360 or the PS3 because these systems become cheaper. I know people who have done that with the Wii U. I mean, this was always like an option that used to exist. When a platform becomes last gen, it would be super cheap and you could get it and enjoy all those games, and it was a great option for those on a budget. But it seems like now even that is going to be taken away from us. We see this with Nintendo, and it's only a matter of time before Sony and Microsoft decides to do the same thing. I mean, can you imagine they increase the price of the PS4 or the Xbox One? That's basically what's happening here with Nintendo. And for some reason, nobody's saying a fucking thing about it. They're just bending over and accepting it. I mean, we're already 2 minutes into this video, and I haven't even opened the article that we're going to talk about today, so let's go ahead and do that. Nintendo of America has announced that the price of the Nintendo Switch family of systems, so the OG, the Lite, and the OLED, will be increasing on the 3rd of August, 2025. This is based on market conditions. Thanks to Wario64 for reposting. Price changes are coming to the Switch 1 consoles, some Switch 2 accessories, some Amiibo, and the Alarmo, as well as some Switch 1 accessories. The Switch 2 console, Switch 2 games, and Nintendo Switch Online memberships will be unaffected for now. This follows Nintendo of Canada's announcement in June that prices for Switch 1 will be increasing on the 1st of August. Alright, we have a lot to go over here. First of all, I keep hearing about these market conditions every time we get one of these price increases, whether it be from Xbox, Nintendo, whoever. So what I thought we could do today is go ahead and just take a look at those market conditions that are so dire to the point where Nintendo needs to increase the price of the Switch 1. So you can see here I'm bringing up the stock price of Nintendo. Nintendo, at least stock-wise, is doing better than they have ever done before. You can see there was a spike back in 2007, 2008, back when the Wii came out, because that was a very successful console. You can see they were at a pretty low point back around the Wii U from 2011 to 2015. When the Switch came out, they started climbing, and they're now doing better than ever before. So are you seriously going to try to claim that market conditions are causing you to have to increase these prices? If anything, you should be making them cheaper. Nintendo fans made the Switch 2 the most successful console launch ever. I mean, there's a thing that Nintendo posted where they literally admit it themselves. Nintendo Switch 2 sets record, selling over 3.5 million units globally in the first 4 days. So how are fans rewarded for breaking records and making the Switch 2 the most successful console launch of all time? They're rewarded with price increases on last-gen systems. This just doesn't make any fucking sense. But let's just get back to the article here. The amount of the increase hasn't been confirmed yet, but as it's coming this weekend, we won't have to wait long to find out. So, if you want a Switch 1, you probably should go out and grab one today. Console price increases have been happening all across the industry over the past few months, with the PS5 and Xbox both announcing price hikes, There's still uncertainty surrounding tariffs from the current administration in the US, given how frequently they're changing, so this might not be the last increase we see. Now, that is something that I do need to touch on, the tariffs. Now, part of this could be due to the tariffs, but personally, I think if it was due to tariffs, they would have done this with the Switch 2 instead of the Switch 1, because that is what more people are going to be buying now. But even in the case where it is tariffs, let's say it's tariffs, for argument's sake, you can't take a small revenue cut. I mean, you guys are doing better than you have ever been doing. I promise you, you're not even gonna notice the revenue lost from not increasing the price. Now, I want to go over some fanboy defenses for this, and we actually do see a tweet here that goes over the price increases, so we'll get exact numbers. You can see here eStarland tweets, "These are Nintendo's price increases for the Switch lineup. The Switch Lite is going from $200 to $230, the original Switch is going from $300 to $340, and the Switch OLED is going from $350 to $400. But yeah, it's time to go over some fanboy defenses. Mayat here says, "Crazy that the 8-year-old console gets a, price increase?" And Ripya New One replies, "Better than the alternative of raising the price of the Switch 2 and its games." I mean, they already have the Switch 2 at a pretty high price point, and the games can now go up to $80, as we have seen with Mario Kart World. So I don't know what point you're really making here. I know this guy's just trying to stay positive, but at the end of the day, dude, I mean, I just don't think there's much positivity to go around with this situation. Mario64 Bros says, or M64 Bros says, "The Switch Lite model is still cheap, so that's a good sign at least." I mean, I would hope the Lite version of a last generation console is cheap, but it's the fact that there's a price increase on the Lite version of an 8-year-old console. Juiceman Vaughn then replies, "You'll probably still be able to get these at original prices with some due diligence. That doesn't change the fact that they're doing a price increase officially on these products." But yeah, man, the situation is just really disappointing. I mean, we've already seen so much greed this year in gaming, and it just seems to get worse and worse and worse. And I think a lot of people's optimism in the gaming industry is really quickly drying up. But let me know what you guys think of the whole situation down in the comment section below. I'm interested to hear. If you did like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, you can leave a dislike and a rude comment. But yeah, that's pretty much all from me. Disappointing, but not surprising. Alright, peace.